Hello, and welcome to Sharing Stories, a seasonal podcast featuring profiles of help and hope from the Season of Sharing Fund. I'm David Boyer. Did you know that more than 20% of people who are unhoused are over 55, and that 1 in 5 adults in the Bay Area have less than $400 in savings? In many cases, their fixed income simply can't keep up with rising rents, inflation, and the cost of healthcare. What this means is that some of our older neighbors are one crisis away from falling behind and having an incredibly hard time catching up. They're one crisis away from having to choose between rent and necessities like food and medical care, and in some cases, one crisis away from becoming homeless. Thanks to our donors and partner agencies, since 1986, Season of Sharing Fund has been able to provide some peace of mind to more than 190,000 people in the Bay Area. The fund has been there for individuals and families when a month or two of rent made the difference between staying in their home and becoming unhoused. Over the course of this series, I'm going to introduce you to a few of the folks who've recently received one-time support from Season of Sharing Fund. Today, we'll meet the Alatorre family. They live in a quiet neighborhood in San Jose. I sit down with mom and daughter at a table in their front yard that is clearly the site of many gatherings. The table can fit at least 8, which is helpful since there are 3 generations living together here.
My name is Olivia Alatorre. I was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. And I came to United States 50 years ago, in 1975, September 27. My brother actually asked me to come over to help him because my sister-in-law was pregnant, and I came to help. But after that, I met my daughter and my son's father. And we got together, and I had my daughter and my son. But it was a struggle, because in those times when you have the kid without getting married, it was bad. So my brothers don't want to talk to me and everything, so I was all alone. Trying to work and survive and feed my pregnancy. It was too hard, and my poor daughter is the one that suffered. Yeah, because I don't have too much food to eat in that time, and it was very hard. I love my kids. I love my kids to death. I worked too hard for them all my life. I was always working. I started working when I came here. I started working sewing in a tennis company, making the little dresses and the underwear with the laces and everything. And it was this Filipina lady that she was married to a Mexican guy. So she told me, you teach me 1 word a day, and I teach you 1 in English. You teach me in Spanish, I teach you in English. And in the same time, I had my dictionary. So I used to ride the bus to work. So I used to learn 1 word all the way in the way to work, and in the way back, I learned 1 word every day.
Then she heard about a job at National Semiconductor from a friend of the family who also served as her interpreter at the job interview. She was offered a position, and even though she would be making less, she took it.
I was going to have insurance, medical insurance for my kids and me. So since I started working at National in 1979, National DuPont, you know DuPont?
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like the specialist. I was training people how to do the jobs. And it was a lot of problems because, my English was not good. And then the other people get mad. Why she's the boss? She don't even speak English and this and that. I say, you know why they put me in this position? Because I work very hard. Hold 1 second. Did I turn off the chicken?
She's making dinner.
Aquí. Oh, yeah, I forgot to turn it off. But it's okay. Maybe you can taste my chicken before you leave.
Olivia ended up working at National Semiconductor for 4 decades. She steadily moved up and was asked to stay on even after her division was acquired by DuPont.
Because I was the lead and supervisor, I was a trainer, I was everything. So every year I used to do the audit with the TSA. They come and do the audit. And if I don't pass the audit, the company don't pass. So every year I used to do that.
But in 2018, she was told that her job was moving to Texas. They offered to relocate her.
But I'm never leaving Texas. So why am I gonna go in a place when, without my kids, I was 59 and a half already.
And what was it like to stop working?
Well, I don't want it to stop. I wanted to retire at 62. It was hard because I was used to the money that I can do whatever and take care of my family and pay for everything, you know. So it was very hard because after that I started getting just, when you start getting retirement, it's nothing. But at that time my son was working in the cannery too, in the union. So he said, Mom, don't look for a job anymore. And I'm like, I was gonna look for, for a couple of years. And I said, okay. So then after that I retired. And then I was just home.
She kept herself busy, helping take care of her grandkids, cooking a lot. That lasted for a few years, and then she started feeling sick.
I was always like choking. My primary doctor sent me for endoscopy and colonoscopy at the same time. So when they went inside my esophagus, they see something redness in between my stomach, and they did a biopsy. They take out some parts. And the doctor, he called me 3 days later, and he said, I'm sorry, I have bad news. You got cancer, aggressive cancer. The cancer was in my stomach. It was a big tumor. So they say they're gonna have to do surgery, and he recommended me Stanford. So they supposed to remove 20 to 40% of my stomach. But then when I wake up, they say I don't have stomach no more. So they removed the whole stomach. So now they connect my esophagus with my small intestine. And that's the way I eat. But I cannot eat because they had to dilate my esophagus 5 times. So I start losing like 10 pounds per week until I lost 125.
Wow.
Yes. Look at me. I'm so skinny. I'm going to show you just my profile in here so you can see how I used to look.
She scrolls through the photos on her phone.
Wait a minute.
Eventually, she finds one of herself before she got sick.
Oh my God.
She looks like a completely different person. The woman in the photo is healthy, with an enormous smile, and dressed in a bright red silk blouse.
Can you tell I like red?
She's a bit zoftig and clearly has an appetite for life.
Yeah, look at me now.
The woman sitting next to me, also in red, is tiny and frail by comparison, and looks a decade or two older.
Look at that.
How long ago was that?
4 years ago, right before her surgery.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Sochi, and I'm Olivia's oldest daughter. When they had her surgery and they connected her esophagus with her intestine, it was too tight. So they had to stretch it out. That's the dilation that she's speaking of. So they had to dilate that about 5 times. So it was about 5 months in a row before she was able to fully eat and drink something again.
Not water, no food, no nothing. One day I tell my daughter, why am I going to live for? I can drink, I can eat, I can nothing. What is this? This is no life. And finally, all those, how do you say, dilating, it helps.
She also had to go through chemo and radiation for 2 months in the hospital.
Every single day, every day.
And for 2 months more after she was released.
When I went through the cancer, my daughter took care of me in her place for 7 months. Because I cannot, I can hardly walk. And then she was giving me the chemo. And the chemo was pills at 5 in the morning, 8 in the morning. And she got the clock always. It's why she's very responsible. So it's why, she take care of me over there.
What was that like for you to...
It was hard. It was hard to see her, her health declining and the weight just dropping. But I tried to nurse her back, and she stayed with me so that she can recover a little bit easier because, as she's already explained to you, she's a mother and she's always taking care of her children and grandkids with the cooking and the cleaning. And I said, you going through this, you cannot be doing that. You need to rest. So I took her to my home. So I was the one, cooking for her and taking care of her and making her eat healthy food, and keeping to her schedule with her medication. There was some good days, but lots of bad days. But it was hard to see her lose her strength.
She's always been my number one helping for everything. Yeah.
I believe that I've picked up on her work ethic, that came from her. I saw her work all the time, so I'm a little bit of a workaholic as well. And um, she was fun, and she always took care of us, and provided everything that we needed growing up. And she was always working. So because she was always working, I was more of the mother figure here, taking care of my brother and sister all the time. Yeah.
When you think of home, what do you think of?
My family. I'm always thinking and how, to make them happy, to cook and, make make the best I can. Especially now I'll keep telling them I don't know how long I'm gonna last, so but I want them to understand family is very important. For me, it's very important. So even though I struggle so much lately because of the cancer and all those bills, and my son used to have a good job, so there was no problem with the rent and the bills. And after the pandemic came, he got laid off. Then I went through the cancer. Then I was over there with my daughter. I was not even be able to pay the rent anymore. So all the bills got behind, the rent. So I ended up owing the landlord. So he was like, "You don't pay the rent, I'm gonna evict you, this and that, and you have to get out of here." And I've been here. I turned 11 years September 20th in here in this house. So I always paid the rent, always, until I could, because of the bills, the medical bills, my co-payments. Every time I used to go, it was $250 co-payments, every time.
The bills continued to pile up, and she was facing eviction. Just when everything looked bleak, she got a break. Her daughter's friend Claudia told her about a new homeless prevention program in San Jose called Haven Safe, and that's how Olivia met Shannon Clark, Haven Safe's founder.
Shannon Clark helped me. She took me to Latinas contra Cancer, and they helped me with one collection bill of $300. But in the same time, Shannon applied for seasonal sharing for me. So I tell her, you know what, nobody's gonna help me. Nobody helps me. Anyway, I never got anything from the government. Never welfare. I can never qualify for a food stamp, never qualify for nothing. So when Sharon told me, let me apply seasonal sharing, help people a lot. And I'm like, I hope, I don't have no hope, nobody helps me. So she applied, and then we was crying one day because she called me to say, Olivia, they gonna help you. Because the landlord was begging me too much already. He said, you don't pay me all the back pay money, you have to get out. And I'm like, where am I gonna go? I don't have no money to go nowhere. And then he said, well, that's not my problem. So Shannon said, Olivia, seasonal sharing is gonna help you.
So what does it feel like after working so hard to be in that
Position?
Yeah.
It's very sad. Very sad, because I was making almost $5,000 a month. And I was able to pay everything with no problems. And then plus my son was working in the union, and so, I was able to take care of everything. But after the cancer came and the pandemic came, everything went down.
I really appreciate Shannon, and she's become sort of family. She's a really good friend of my mom's now. I could only do so much for my family, and, I'm trying to take care of myself, my daughter, my grandkids, and I could help my mom with what I could, not to the level that Season Sharing or any other charity group can, So I was really happy when my mom told me, and I felt what a blessing, that somebody was able to give back to my mother. I know that my mom was trying to say earlier, because I'm the same way, that, being an independent woman, and always being able to provide. And for her, when it was time to leave her job because, they relocated, it was hard for her in that moment. And still to this time, when you have your own money and then you go down to, minimal wages, due to Social Security and stuff like that, it's hard for her. But I was very, very happy when that happened, and that it took a stress, off her shoulder to know that she was able to pay her back pay for her rent, because she did get herself into a big hole when all of that happened.
To know that you were going to be able to stay, what did that mean to you?
It means a lot, because when you don't have no money to go nowhere else and they want to evict you, it's very hard. Very, very hard. Especially when he was keep telling me, you don't pay this by this day, you have to get out. You have to get out. I don't care. But it's when we got all the money and then he got happy. So it was like my daughter said, it was a big help. A big, big help. When I needed it the most. Going through all this sickness is very stressful. And I felt relief after that. So I just want you to tell Season of Sharing that I really, really appreciate that big help they did for me.
As soon as our interview ends, Olivia wants to feed me.
So, mija, le voy a dar pollito. Okay. Okay, and you want tortillas?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Corn, flour.
What? Corn.
Corn.
Right?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You got it? Okay. We'll just sit here and watch David.
I gotta take a photo.
Yes, I was going to say, take
Everything.
a picture.
This is the
That's pollo and salsado.
delicious.
That's just the rice, David. Try the chicken, the sauce, right? Yes, I know.
When you can tell about this one, and I say last night.
What are you doing with that, Mom? Oh, the tortillas. Oh, okay.
Clearly, Olivia still loves to cook for people, but I ask if she's able to eat again now that she's feeling a bit better.
Now I'm very good at eating. They even want to stop me. Say, don't eat too much. No, but I cannot eat like before. All I can eat is like little plate like this.
So, the holidays. Tell me what you do for the holidays.
Oh, I love Thanksgiving. We always cook. We do the turkey. And we make mashed potatoes. We make corn. We make green beans. All that. And we eat the next day leftovers all the time. But I love turkey.
Thank you for listening to Sharing Stories, and thanks to the entire Alatorre family for sharing your story and your table. The Season of Sharing Fund provides one-time financial assistance to individuals and families in the Bay Area during times of crisis, when a little support can have an enormous impact. Together, we help our neighbors remain housed, cared for, and nourished so they can get back on their feet. If you want to hear more stories like this one, go to seasonofsharing.org/podcast. And if you want to give peace of mind to a neighbor in crisis, you can donate to Season of Sharing Fund there too. 100% of your donation will go to providing relief to local people experiencing unexpected crises. And if you or someone you love is experiencing housing or food insecurity, you can always call 211 for assistance. Until next time, I'm David Boyer, and this is Sharing Stories.